Hello, everyone. Thank you to the Women Are Worthy Network. I am y'all know how psyched I get, right? When we have great people on the show. And come to think of it, we always have great people on the show. I'm your hostess with the mostest. My name is Jacqueline Charles, the founder and the host of the Women Are Worthy Network. Y'all, when I tell you this woman is her resume, precedes itself. I got my cup of water because when I tell you that if I read it, okay, I'm going to get parched. So let's talk about this, right? So basically, we want to welcome Starr Carter, aka known as Starr Credit. Okay, yes, y'all, I'm gonna be talking about credit. Okay, she's also known as the readiness coach, who's here to provide valuable insight and advice on all things credit related. So what she's done is she's leveraged, now mind you, listen to this, she leveraged her rich background in credit, okay, credit unions and banking. So before I read anymore, I want y'all to hear this, right? I am so sick of African American doing what? GoFundMe for funerals. Okay. I am sick of it, right? So we have to position ourselves in better positions and listen to people who are experts, lead experts like Starr. Right. So I wanted her on the show because this is a mind, body, spirit show. We got to talk about this. We see what's going on in the economy. We have to set ourselves up right. So we have the one and only Starr Credit, also known as Starr Carter. When I tell you this woman is bad, I'm telling you, I've been addicted to her YouTube show, okay, when she's talking about things. So what I do now, I mimic what she says, but Starr, I give you credit, okay? I do. I go out there and I sound all intelligent, like I knows what I'm talking about. So before we go any further, let me read some stats that really is alarming right now, right?
Okay.
And this is regarding, I'm getting these stats from urban.org. Credit score disparities among young adults between the ages of 25 and 29. Young adults in majority Black communities have a median credit score of 582 compared to those in majority Hispanic communities who have a median score of 644. So the credit score by race and ethnicity. Native American, their credit score is 612. Non-Hispanic Blacks are 627. Hispanics are 667. Now that's a doggone shame, okay? So Starr, we need you. We want you to break it out and break this down to us about credit. You being a readiness coach. What is a credit readiness coach?
So what my credit ready program is and what I coach people is it's about always being ready with your credit, meaning it's kind of like that thing where it says if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. So a lot of times, like you said, a lot of times people are not preparing themselves for every life event in every stage of life. You see what I'm saying? Like you saying, people getting GoFundMe's just to bury their loved ones. And therefore, they're not taking care of their financial stability and making sure that they are financially securing their future for the future, you know. And a lot of times we don't bother with our credit until we want something, like we want a car or we want a house. That's when we decide that we want to work on our credit. We want to fix the credit then. But if you are always practicing good financial habits, good financial money habits, your credit will reflect that. And you will never have to worry about fixing your credit and those type of things. Because I think the credit is it's kind of like when somebody goes to the doctor and say you get diagnosed with diabetes. Well, diabetes is just what the disease is, but what caused it. So when I look at the credit report, the credit report is the disease, but what caused it to be like that? That's where I work at. That's where I come in at, the credit ready coach, because I get you out of the bad habits. Therefore, your credit is the way it is because of the bad habits that you've done. It's just like when you eat terrible, right? it's going to manifest itself in weight gain and that type of thing. So when you are bad with your money, it's going to manifest in low credit scores. It's going to manifest in late payments. It's going to manifest in foreclosures and repos and not having life insurance, not having any type of financial stability to make sure that when you are gone, that nobody's got to take up a collection for you, or just being comfortable, going to work and that's all you're doing is going to work and not having anything to show for your work. So that's where I come in.
So this is how I see you, right?
Mhm.
You're the root cause. Okay. When you basically what you're doing is like, okay, let me rip off the band-aid, let me put the peroxide, and let me clean out the wound, if so to speak. I like, look, y'all forgive me. For those of you who are tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Hi Bobby. Thank you for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. We so appreciate you. But on this platform, we're here to educate all people, right? But there's some things in our melanin community that we got to fix. I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna do it. I said earlier, I'm sick of the GoFundMe's, right? We have to prepare ourselves. Now, ladies, I want you to hear me carefully. This ain't no time to try to marry rich or try to find a man who have money who's gonna take care of you. Because now men are like, what's your credit score like? Okay, what you got going on, right? Because don't let social media fool you, okay? Because such and such married a ball player or whatever. You got to get your credit, and gentlemen, you do too. But right now, I'm talking to the ladies, right? You got to get your credit. Credit. Let me tell you what I know, Starr. Because look, I be putting my business out there, right? Credit is power. It is power. And I am going to be here because I'm holding myself accountable. Because look, thank God I signed a waiver from my husband so I could talk my business, okay? So, yo, listen, don't tell nobody. So I went looking at my credit score because, I'm like, things would come in and I'm like, oh, no big deal. When I saw my credit score, y'all, baby, I was in for a rude awakening, and I keep myself accountable, but I let some things slip. I'm gonna keep it real. Ever since COVID, not slip, I was slipping and sliding. And I'm like, wait a minute. I have to be accountable. Not only that, I'm married and I can't make my thing mess his stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So I said 3 months, I'm gonna get this together. Baby, I can hold my head up now, honey, because it takes work,
Yes.
and you feel good. And I noticed you're not, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't dodging like creditors, or there was some things on my credit report I just couldn't get off. So I had someone help me, right? Not one of those. I want to tell y'all, don't be hiring them people that tell you they're going to help you with your credit. And then they know someone that work for those companies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Work for the companies. I'm putting it out there. Work for the companies. I need y'all to come back. Don't leave Michelle. No, to work for them companies that take it off for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You don't pay an arm and a leg. And then it comes right back on your credit.
Right.
No, I know we be doing the bootleg thing and all that. We got to stop. We got to be legitimate. We got to be legitimate. We got to do it the right way. It didn't take overnight for your credit to be messed up. It's going to take some time and patience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Starr, what's the number one misconception that people have about credit?
That credit is mostly for consumption, for consumer buying. Credit, once you get out of the mindset of, I want a credit card so that I can buy shoes, pocketbooks, whatever, and look at your credit as a means to make money. A lot of people that have good credit, when you look at the rich is using their other people's money, their credit, to make money, to buy investment properties, to have the good credit, but you can hide a lot of your stuff, and not really even hide it, but say if me and you go to lunch, as long as we talk at least a few minutes about business, it's a business lunch. It's no longer just us just going out to eat. So that's a write-off, you know. So it's just a way of understanding that your credit can do way more for you than put you in debt. You know, when you stop being a consumer of goods and look at it as, okay, if I have good credit and if I want to start like this, I want to cook and I want to do catering and that type of thing, or whatever it is that you may be working a 9 to 5, but your passion is to do this right here. If you get your credit right, go ahead and structure yourself a business, then you can leverage your personal credit in order to fund your business on the business credit side. Because I don't care what nobody tell you out here about getting business credit, they're going to look at your personal credit. Because the first thing is, if you are not responsible with your personal credit, then why would I give you bukus of money on the business side? So if people would stop buying assets that's not making them any money. Like if you go out and buy some red bottoms, or you go out and buy a Louis Vuitton bag, that is not making you any money. We got to stop being consumers of goods and start using other people's money to make us money. That's where the leverage comes in. Once you get your finances in line, then you won't make terrible mistakes once you get the business, because you will learn how to be financially responsible with your personal things. Then it will trickle over to your business, and you'll be much more successful in business once you learn how to manipulate with your credit, how to use other people's money to make you money, and that type of thing. So that's the most misconception, that you can only use credit to buy things, cars, and like I said, run up credit card bills and just do consumerism. That's it.
Well, I know for a fact you're right, because when I said credit is power, because look, I'm telling y'all, y'all may, if some of you have been watching her shows that she has on YouTube, it's very successful. You may hear me mimicking her, because I'm telling you, she's my goddess right now. Okay, I may be mimicking some stuff she done said yesterday. So check this out. So I went into a store and I wanted to purchase something. So it's one of those like, well, do you want to take out a credit loan or whatever? Use our, because we know how that goes with the finance. And I'm like, no. And they're like, I said, no, I'm paying cash. They're like, what? I said, yes. And as a matter of fact, if it's $3,000, I'm not paying $3,000. We need to figure something out, because cash is king. So this is what we're going to do. Oh, baby, when I tell you, and it was the end of the month too, when I tell you, they were like, chomping at the bits, so credit is power. You have to know that when you walk in, and again, it takes time. Look, I'm not here telling y'all that I knew about this all the time. I did not. My credit was good, but then, it was slipping and sliding up down a slippery slope, and I caught it before it got real bad. So then I realized, and I started educating myself and listening to people such as you, and just watching things like, I'm still trying to get into Navy credit union. Okay. I'm with the Postal Credit Union. So I saw some stuff that you talked about, but I want people to, for me, you're the expert. I prefer the credit unions than the banking. It depends on what, with your home, automobile. I prefer them than the traditional banking, right? And you're always hearing banking, they're going out of business. But if you're with a credit union, it's almost like you have your own little stock with it, so to speak, right? You can tell I watch you. You can tell I watch you. So since we talked about the misconceptions, here's a question I have for you. Why is it so hard for African Americans to, because we see the Asians do it, we see the Caucasians do it, the Indians do it. Why are we not getting it?
I really and truly think because a lot of us are still in the mindset of what our parents' was in. Now, it depending on how old you are, like me, I'm 45. So my mom did not have as much education as I had, and then my grandmother only went to school to up to 6th grade, So a lot of the things that we carry with us when it comes to finance is because of how my mama did it and how her mama did it. And it keeps trickling on down the line. And until somebody says, okay, we got to stop being broke, or we got to stop being in this situation, then it's going to continue. The cycle is going to continue. So with me and my family, I was the first person to go to college in my family. So it was like I was the one to have to stop the pathology in my family of everybody not wanting to go further in education. Okay, so it started with me. And then once I did it, my brother did it. Then my cousins did it. Then my son, when he got old enough, he's in college now, he's working on his master's. So that somebody has to be the one to start it. And so now that it has started and the family is now looking more into education, so I can see my other nieces and next generation probably prioritizing going to school and getting an education. So it's just like with money. If you have never been taught how to be smart with your money, if your family never knew about credit, all they knew was as soon as you turn 18, you can apply for things and run your credit up, and then your credit's back before you're even 20 years old, then that's what you're going to do, and you're going to keep doing that. And that's because that's what mama did. Mama didn't have good credit. Mama rented an apartment for 30 years. Grandma rented an apartment for 35 years. And nobody has any homes or anything like that. And so you just keep on that downward spiral. So somebody, to me, has to stop it. And it's more in the African American community, more of the Black, brown people. It's more in our community because we don't have the financial literacy in our community. That's why I'm not an advocate for credit repair. I said this on a live that I did this past Sunday. I'm not an advocate for credit repair because if it does not teach you how to be smart about your finances, as soon as I wipe something off, what is going to stop you from doing the same thing? Because you haven't learned anything. What you learned is I can mess it up and you can clean it up. But I have not learned how to be responsible with my finances. I don't know about how money works and how this type of stuff works that can help me grow and be a better person where I don't have to rely on my credit as heavy. When you are a credit heavy person, that means you're not good with your personal money. So that's why you rely on credits so heavily,
Right.
And that's what I feel like is mostly in the African American community. We are too busy being consumers. We want to look like we got money and might have $10 in our pocket. That's our problem.
Ooh, she just dropped some jewels there. She just drops a bomb right there. K Movement, thank you for tuning in. Bobby Adams and everyone. Look, I'm telling you, we got the queen of credit readiness. Notice I didn't say repair. Queen of credit readiness. And put your questions in, and we'll get them answered. Right. Here's the thing that used to happen back in the day, and I know you know about this. Back in the day, mama and them would get some furniture in our in our name. And so by the time we turned 18 or 16 or whatever, our credit is messed up and that was a vicious cycle. You know what I'm saying? So by the time your child 18, they, going for a student loan, their stuff is all messed up. And that's why I'm so glad that I'm finding women such as yourself and men, that are out there that are helping our community, because the credit repair, as you're saying, it's just putting a Band-Aid on it. It's not teaching. What we're doing is we're giving them the fish. We're not teaching them to fish. And once you understand the concept, you'll then want to go to the next level and next level. Because me, I'm like, okay, I'm going on vacation. What? I'm going to be doing some videos, right off. I'm going to stay in Airbnb, right off. I understand how this cycle works. You know what I'm saying? And you have to educate yourself. What you put in is what you put out. When I hear people talk about, I got $5,000 tax return back, I'm looking at them like, I'm looking at them like, wait a minute. You're not getting the interest on that $5,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not anything great to say you got the money back from Uncle Sam. I'd rather not get anything back and we're washed, right? Because that means I'm getting
Yes.
enough taxes. I'm keeping enough of my money. And I want y'all
Mm-hmm.
to understand that. This is the
Right.
queen over there. So I'll be listening, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
when you go to your tax accountant and your accountant's like, okay, you're getting $10,000, $5,000 back, let's say the average, or $3,000 back, and you're jumping for joy. That if that money was in the bank account, it would have incurred interest. Or if you were investing it, it would have, incurred whatever your dividends are. Okay. Well, I'm sounding
Mm-hmm.
like a tax. Oh, I'm sorry.
I hear you.
Put my glasses on.
Put the glasses out. You crazy.
I just
Oh,
love. K Movement said, I'm 22 and a fraternal twin. How can I verify that we are two different persons and not aliases names? Can I build it through can I build through a pledge or auto loan?
okay. So he says he's 22, he's a return to. How can he verify that we are two different persons and not alias names? So your credit, you definitely have two different social security numbers. So are y'all's name that close that it can get messed up? It's kind of like seniors and juniors. They get messed up all the time with credit because the senior may have already started credit. Then when the junior start credit, they somehow they get crossed up, and especially if they got the same address and those type of things. So I would think that you will want to make sure that your credit is frozen if that's a problem. That way there's no credit being ran on you and they're thinking that it is your twin. You keep your credit frozen, and that way no applications or anything like that can go through without you knowing, because it's frozen.
Well, she just said
So that
she came. She said she's a woman, and it's legit one letter different. Wow.
yeah. So that's the thing. It's they are going to look at, if your credit is frozen, then if your brother, sister, you didn't say, was to go and try to get credit, and for some reason yours was to come up because they keep getting you guys mixed up, if your credit is frozen, then it will automatically go to the one that it's supposed to go to anyway. So that's my first recommendation, is to freeze all your credit reports, so that way there is no misconception, because can't nobody do that. You the only one that'll be able to unfreeze your credit whenever you want to apply for something. Now the second part, can I build it through a pledge or auto loan? Well, it just depends on who you bank with, because one thing is, you want to be in a credit union for sure. That's what we talk about. Credit unions are so about the relationship banking. You're going to get your better interest rates because, as Jacqueline was saying, it's a difference with the credit union. When the credit union, you are a member. You put your $5, $10, $25, whatever your membership amount that you have to put in your savings. That is what goes into the credit union. The credit unions are non-for-profit institutions, right? So whenever they make money, it goes back into the credit union in the form of low interest rates on your auto loans, low interest rates on your personal loans, debt consolidation, your HELOCs, all the different types of loan products they have, credit cards as well. That's why they can have better interest rates, because the money is funneling back into the credit union or into the community that the credit union is around. They'll put that money back into the community that it services as well. So if you're going to do something like an auto loan or a pledge loan, I would say make sure that you're doing it with a credit union that has all the different products and services that you can use. You're 22 now, all the way up through your life, that can help you in each stage of your life. I talked to a young guy earlier that's 18 years old, got his head on straight, already got a business. He ain't even 18, he's 17. He's turning 18 in October. And he is already want to know about Roth IRAs, and he's already got EFT investments and everything. He's got 13,000 in his savings and 9,000 in his checking already, and so he's already trying to position himself. And this young man, I guarantee, before he's 30, he's probably going to be a multi-millionaire because of his mindset already. And so it's just one of those things where don't get credit to start buying stuff that you don't need, especially when you're young. You do not want to ruin your credit buying things that you do not need. Television and all this type, all those type of consumer type things. If you got to buy stuff for you in a consumer way, spend cash. Just like Jacqueline said, when she went in the store, they're automatically trying to get you to get credit. A lot of times, go in their store with the amount of cash that you have, and you already got, what you want. If you got to take a list, you know what you're going to buy, and you are not living off of credit. That's the main thing that you do not want to just build your credit so that you can start running up a tab on credit cards and that type of thing. Also, with auto loans, you don't want to build your credit up just so you can go out here and get a loan for a $40,000 car and be car broke. That's how a lot of people are house and car broke. They can't do anything because all their money go to a car payment, or all their money go to a house payment, and they're barely able to survive. They're barely able to get groceries. They're barely able to put gas in that $700 car payment. It's really crazy out here now.
She's telling the truth. So, okay, so Mark wants to know. So K Movement said Experian won't let her verify because they think they're her, right? Then we also have Mark. He says, how do you freeze your TransUnion account? Before you answer that question, look, I want y'all to know I have something on the bottom. It says Starr knows credit.com. Go to her website. I'm telling you, she's on the money. She will help you. I'm telling you. Just, we're going to answer some questions, but I'm telling you, just hit her up. You mentioned, and that's when I found out about how to freeze your credit, because I did that with my so explain to them, because I did that and then I unfroze it. Explain to them about Mark. He wants to know, how do you freeze your TransUnion account?
So you will want to go to each credit bureau's website. You got Equifax.com, Experian.com, and also TransUnion.com. And you want to create an account with them, not where you're paying a monthly fee, not a credit monitoring account, but just a general account with them. I got a video on my channel that I can link it in the description box that'll walk you completely through it. But you definitely want to go on each one of their websites, and you're going to have to get a username and a password and sign in. Freezing your credit is absolutely free. So you're not paying for any of their, like I said, credit monitoring services. You're not doing that. You're just creating an account in order to freeze your account. That's all you're doing. So I do have a video. I will pin it in the comments now. So if anybody want to check this out after the live, that's one of the best things you can do. Now, back to the K Movement, which she said, Experian won't let me verify because it thinks I'm her. Well, the best thing that you could do is you got to start disputing stuff. And you can do that by taking your ID, your photo ID, and saying, this is my name, my address, this is my social security number. I am being confused with my twin sister, but this is me. Get it notarized. Go to a credit union or a bank. Most credit unions have somebody that is there that can notarize and can validate that you are who you say you are. And you can also put an alert on your credit report about that as well. You can also put an alert. A lot of things like a fraud alert or something like that. You can put a message on your credit report saying, please verify that this is me because I have a twin. You can put messages on your credit report, just like a fraud alert. So I would say Experian, do that with all three. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Send in your ID, letting them know this is me. I have a twin. We get mixed up all the time. And that way they have the correct information, because through the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they have to report the right information, period. Or you can sue them for damages. So, period.
I don't want, this is what I want everyone to leave, um, dropping jewels and when you're leaving this platform today. I want everyone to realize, or anyone who's out there, don't feel discouraged if your credit is a 400, 300, whatever the lowest you think it is. Take the time and effort and fix it. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We don't know if it's going to go by credit, because here's the thing, and I don't know if it has happened to a lot of companies, but I'm like with LM, I'm just going to say LM, insurance company for my car. They check your credit. Now, when you're looking for car insurance, they're checking your credit. They weren't doing that before. And there's so many other things that are checking credit. I know, in, like, for example, I think it's New York, they can't check your credit if you're looking for a job. Most companies are checking you. I don't care if you're just pushing the paper, I don't care if you're just writing, if you're just doing the most mundane task that you feel is mundane, they're checking credit. And in my opinion, that's their way of weeding people out. Okay. Don't let me get started, because when I get started, I can't stop. So that this is not that show to get started on, if y'all know what I'm talking about, right? It's their way of weeding people out. So start working on your credit. It's never ever too late. I don't care how bad it is, because sometimes you may get a bill, I don't want to see it, or the collection agency's calling, I don't want to talk to them. Pull your credit report, find experts, not the Pookie and them who's going like, girl, I got you, I'll do it, I got you. But they fail to tell you that they'll take it off because they know someone who knows someone who knows someone, and dang near 60 days later it's back on your daggone credit, right?
Exactly.
Legitimately find someone who's legitimate, who can help you, because credit is our future, cash is our future. And I want to address something that you mentioned early, because I like to shop, but let me tell you what I do, y'all. I'm a thrifter. I got Coaches, you name all them shoes. That's what I have. But I am not now, because of credit. I said, you know what? Let me be a thrifter, because some of coming from New York and going into these stores, you don't want to go to no Goodwill. Back in the day when I was in New York, we wasn't doing that. I'm in Georgia now, and I'm like, look, I gotta save my coins. I said, let me fix my credit. Now I go into I know what thrift stores to go in if I need a Madden or this or that, whatever, bags or shoes. I know which stores to go for furniture. I know, and I'm talking about good furniture, right? I've gone into the thrift store, for those who you may look down on it, where there's still price tags on it, right? When I get my shoes, I take them, I change out the sole. I'll take them to the shoe cobbler or shoemaker if I need to. I'm telling you that you could still look good. I'm balling on a budget, y'all. Okay. Still looking good. Okay. So that's what we need to do. It's no faking it till you make it. I hate that. I hate that terminology. You don't have to fake it till you make it. You just now have to, I also call it the most bang for your buck, because you walking around spending $500 on those shoes. I spent 50 or I spent 20. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to know, just think, there's places you can go, there's things that you can do that are so cheap or inexpensive, and you're still having the quality. I like when I'm amongst my friends, because they know everything I wear is thrifting. Of course, lingerie I don't, and undergarments. Let me make that clear. My jewelry, everything is thrifting. Right? So I just want people to know, even men, I mean, there's Pinterest. You can buy a men's shirt as a woman and dress. I'm telling you, look, you can. It's bad when Goodwill will call you and say, Jackie, we got this in here. Jackie, we got that in here. It's bad because I'm friends with them, so they know what I want. My whole office is thrifted, and it's beautiful, y'all. Beautiful. So I'm doing a cooking show. I got brand new, because I'm vegan, and I'm going to be doing a vegan cooking show, born, raised vegan and all that. I'm going to be doing, brand new pots. I know where to go. Again, I'm just giving some tips. You may not want to use them, but you can still look good. goal and Starr goal is we want everyone to take accountable and start having good credit. We can't let these people have the power over us. Okay, if you hustling and you working 7 days a week, 5 days a week, you working on a job you can't stand, people you looking at you can't stand. Come on now, when your email comes up and it's that damn boss that you're like, oh God, what does he want now? You could be working on this job and your credit tore up. Fix it. Okay. I'm done with my sermon now. So Starr back to you.
I tell you, I want to share something with you guys. I hope I can pull it up on the screen. Can y'all see that?
Let me see if I can put it. I can add it to the stream. Let me see. Yep.
Okay, great. So on this article from the Sun, and this is from April 17th of 2023. Look at the title. Windfall gone. I won 10 million on the lottery, but I lost it all in 10 years. I now live paycheck to paycheck. Money is the root of all evil. Now, here's the thing. What I was talking about with consumerism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where is it at? When she got the lump sum, what she do? She blowed it on lavish designer shopping, trips, fancy cars, all-inclusive holidays, and handouts to friends and family. She did all of that. Money is not the root of all evil. Not having financial literacy is the root of all evil. Somebody did not take the time out to teach her when she won this money. And that's what happened to a lot of our African Americans that do get money like this or have really good paying jobs, but you are just over broke. That's what jobs is, just over broke. She got out of the financial strain that she was in, but because she did not have financial education, she was right back in it.
See, and it's not what you do with it's not how much money you make, is what you do with the money.
Exactly.
Because I have very close friends who are in the Vietnamese community, and they show me how they all help each other, right? And I want to share this with you if you don't mind. Do you want me to keep this on, or you want me to remove it?
Oh no, you can take it down.
Okay, let me share something with you. So this is what she told me, her family, more people, this is what they do in her culture. The oldest one will come to the United States. Let's say they're staying in an apartment. They'll work really, really hard. Some, not all, but again, she's sharing with me. Work in the nail salon, live off tips. They don't get a salary, live off tips. So usually they stay at the person who owns the nail salon will sponsor them, right? They'll live with them for a while. Then when they're ready to get get an apartment, they get an apartment. They work really hard and then they get a house, right? Then they go get the next person in their family to come live with them. Mm-hmm. That person who's living with them is helping that mortgage. So if they took a 30-year mortgage, their mortgage and so now they're taking 15-year mortgage. Their mortgage will be paid, let's say, in 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. Then when that person's mortgage is paid off, that person who's living with them, it's their time now to get a house. So either they use their co-sign for them to get a house, and then, I mean, when I tell you how they share their money and how they make it work, they believe in buying cash. They're always going to have great cars, right? Because this is not what I heard. This is what she tells me. She shares. She says, this is why African Americans, she says, I hope I'm not disrespecting you, but this is why African Americans are not getting where they need to be. You guys are not working together. And it doesn't have to be family. And it's to the point where when the oldest bring more people down, then the parents come down. When the parents come down, the parents' job is to babysit the children while everybody goes to work. Your job now is to make everyone chips in to pay for health care, when the parents goes on trips, that's their job. That's what they do for the parents, the grandparents. So she was just showing me they hustle, how they take care of each other, and how the money is always moving. And so by the time the first one, her mortgage is already paid off within 10 years. Then the second one, I mean, I just love how they share their money and how they support each other. So that's what I wanted to say. So they're credit rich. Credit is so important to them. They were taught from young that when you come to this United States, your credit is like it's your integrity. You got to make sure your credit is good. So I just wanted to share that little story with you because she said I could talk about it, and I just wanted to put that out there. Life Points with Rhonda said, their culture is totally different than ours. We will not work together. And that is so very weird. I have some Asian friends and I have seen it firsthand. That's what I'm talking about. Bobby said they do, and they do a great job at it, and they get along. Well, let me tell you something. We normally say, we. What I've learned with God's help is I'm not here dealing with the negative Nellies. I want the positive Pollies, right? So if you're not in alignment with me, get to step it. Because I'm all about making money. I'm all about, us traveling, doing wonderful things. God did not put y'all on earth to struggle, okay? Struggling is a sin. Yes, I said it, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. It is a sin. We have to be mindful. We have people like Starr Credit, Starr Carter out here. We have other people. People are listening to the SO people, okay? Because I don't want to say her name, who's out there in all these social media, and people are flocking to them. When we have people right here on our platform who knows what they're doing. And look, I'm going to hold y'all accountable. Why is it when a Caucasian person comes out, y'all flock to them like they know everything, which they very well do. But when our people are teaching or coming out with seminars and they have the proof, this is what they do, we don't support them. What's up with that? Okay. Let me get off my soapbox. Right? We have to start supporting, just like the Asian community support the Asian community. I'm not saying that they don't support outside, but first, you got to feed yourself first. Let's support our people in our community who can help us. Then you go outside. Like I believe in, you donate to America. I'm not sending stuff to other countries first. I'm making sure my community is doing well before I can help other people. I'm telling y'all, we got to get the credit right. We got to get the knowledge. We have to own homes. Stop living in apartments. Okay. Before y'all try to cancel me or whomever, I'm not saying apartment living is bad. What I'm trying to say is we have to create wealth. Having a home is creating wealth, the equity. Look, she ain't got to say no because she don't taught me well, okay? She don't taught me well, and I'm talking about Starr. Don't talk me well. We have to start creating wealth. We cannot, and when you have your home, stop selling these doggone homes, because one thing someone said, you can never have enough land, right? Stop selling those homes. Keep your home, buy another home. Stop doing it. Grandma done left you the house done paid for. The developers coming in because they want to culture vulture the community. Yes, I said it. Want to come in gentrification, culture vulture the community. They selling you the house for pittance because you've never seen, $100,000, $200,000. When they finish and break up the property, they done sold it for $1 million. Look, don't get me started, okay? Don't get me started, okay? So I want you to understand. I interviewed women who they bought 96.5 acres. A Black community came together and they bought a town. Okay, they bought a town, and that's what we need to do. Black Wall Street, all that other stuff, great, but why don't you be the first one, like Starr said? I want y'all. It's right there. I'm giving y'all the information. www.starr no credit. I'm giving you her information. What is it going to hurt? You go out and buy $300 pair of shoes, or you're gonna eat a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna gain weight, hypertension, high blood pressure, the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Invest in yourself by investing in someone who knows what they're talking about. That's investing in yourself. I'm not up here promoting people who's all about scamming, because we all work hard for our money. I ain't got time for the foolery. Okay. I'm here promoting someone who's here trying to help you, right? Because we want to help our community. I don't want to sit on the mountaintop by myself. I want my sister, I want my brother to be here with me. I feel like I'm just going through a Joel Osteen sermon right now. Because when it comes to credit, Starr, I am so sick of seeing these freaking GoFundMe. I talk to parents. The minute you have a child, set up something for the child. Oh no, if I get life insurance, that means I want my baby to die. That's not what it means. Set up life insurance and know the right type of life insurance to set up. Start, take it. It's yours now. I'm done. I'm done.
You so right. That's how you have the strongest families in this country, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, because every time a baby is born, they put a life insurance policy on that child inside of a trust. The trust owns everything. They own nothing. You know, they got somebody that's over the trust, but the trust handles all of them. So therefore, the generational wealth continues to go down. Continue. That's how people, when you get the right life insurance, as you said, especially like the whole life insurance policies, you can borrow against those policies. You won't even have to use your credit. You can borrow against the money that has been built up inside of the insurance policy and be your own bank. Tax-free money, pay it back into the insurance policy. You could take the money out the insurance policy and buy rental property with it. Flip the property, get it some rental property, get the property up to par, get you some tenants up in there, get you somebody to manage it, get you a maintenance person so that you don't have to deal with all that. Pay it back off with the money that they are putting in, and then you making residual income every month. And you're your own bank. But you got life insurance, and the younger you get these policies, the better policies you're going to get. The more you can get, the cheaper it'll be. Now, if you like me, you're 45 and you're trying to get a policy like that, it's going to cost you more. The older you are, it's going to cost you more because you done been around. You done had time to tear your body up.
Wait. Let me jump in here for a minute, ma'am. You're not old. You're seasoned. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, that's how they look at it. That's how they look at it. So the younger you can get your children into those type of accounts, and like 22 years old, and that y'all are young, you can go ahead and get those type of life insurance policies now while you're young, and you can get 500,000 and probably won't pay but like $100 or so a month for the policy, versus if I get it, it'll probably cost me $500 a month. You see what I'm saying? It's just a difference in that. But one of the best things that y'all can do for yourselves is invest in your financial literacy. If you don't even go to starrknowscredit.com and sign up with me with the Credit Ready program, you don't have to. Just invest.
Stop.
Just invest in knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like this book right here, The Psychology of Money. Just invest in your knowledge.
Stop. No, I'm gonna put your mic. I'm gonna put you on mute, okay? Because we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna. Let me put her on mute because I don't trust her. Okay, let me put her on mute. I don't trust her. To show you how this woman wants y'all to win, she said, most people come on and they pitch their stuff, which I don't have a problem with because I believe in their stuff. She's telling y'all, I want y'all to win. And she's listing other people's materials that she likes, right? Because we're dropping jewels right here. And the people that she respects. But I'm here to tell y'all, it's okay to get their stuff. But I'm telling you, get her stuff first. I put her on mute so she can't interrupt me now, okay? Because I want y'all to invest, because this is the woman that's coming with the knowledge. I'm telling y'all, I'm not playing, because we all work hard for our money. I ain't got time to have you spend your money if you're not going to get the ROI out, okay? You need to get the return back. So I'm telling you, I promise you, I go in on this because when it comes to eating and, as I said, I do my vegan cooking show and blah, 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 blah. I want y'all to have the money, to have the resources, because you have your source and then she's bringing you the resource. Okay. Let me put her mic on now because now she can't, whatever. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, just invest in your financial literacy. I can go on for days and days with books that I read. And just understanding.
I had that.
Just understanding how the system wasn't, I don't want to say this, but I'm out here now. The system wasn't set up for us to win at the beginning. Okay. So our ancestors, our great grandparents and all that, they was never set up to have anything. So you can't keep on with the pathology that has gone down into the family because of way back then. It's a different time now. So somebody has to be the one that stop it. The best thing you can do is get you some financial books. You can go to your library, your local library. You don't have to spend money on books. You can go to your local library, get your library card, and just start reading up on books like this, The Intelligent Investor, to learn how to invest your money. Get some books by Warren Buffett, billionaires. You got to upgrade your consciousness. You got to change the way you look at money. You got to change your whole mindset. Okay. Because if you don't change where you at, you're going to still be the same. It's just a hamster wheel. You're going to just keep going around and around. You're never going to change anything. So you got to get off the hamster wheel and get out of the comfortableness of not being financial stable. People get comfortable in that. They get, some people don't know how it feels to not have a bill. Some people don't know how it feels to go to work and actually have your whole check, less the things that you have to pay for, housing, electricity and stuff like that. I'm just talking about some people don't know how it feels because since they turned 18, they've been paying a bill of some sort, credit, loans, whatever, robbing Peter to pay Paul, because that's how grandma did it. That's how mama did it, and instead of us, like you were saying about some of the other ethnic groups, they pass down the good stuff. Helping each other get houses, helping each other get businesses. I see that right here, and I'm in a smaller town in Greenwood, South Carolina, and there's so many Hispanic families that have moved here, and a bunch of them will live in a house together, and we laughing, but they stacking papers because they ain't paying but one rent. They stacking paper, and then the next thing you know, like you said, they done bought another house. They doing the same thing. They done bought up so many businesses because they able to stack that paper. We too busy laughing and not getting the gems that it's about working together. It's about working together to do that.
And if you think about it, I asked this lady once, she has 6 sisters and all of them live in different parts of the same city, right? She said that they don't like each other. I said, you don't have to like each other, but think about what y'all paying. Y'all paying close to $10,000 in rent. But if y'all live together, that could be, your mortgage would be obviously less than that, but you could buy bigger land. Everybody can build, everybody lives in that one house, and then you could build on the land. So if you buy 5 acres, everybody can have an acre. And she's like, you know what? I said, that's what you, look, I ain't playing. When I tell you I'm taking my gloves off, I'm coming on this every day because I've been inconsistent. I'm going in on my people, okay?
Right.
Eating, and stuff like that. We got to get it right because, again, we have to make sure we're healthy. That's where I talk about the plant-based eating and, talk about the herbs and stuff. You're then and handing them off to you where you can talk about, okay, this is what we do. This is what we need to do. And then the mind, body, spirit, y'all, it's not hard. Try to focus or allow God to send people who are like-minded. Because if you're not like-minded like me, I want nothing to do with you. I don't care what you look like, how much money you got. We're not doing it. I'm looking to build, right? I want to enjoy the journey. I'm looking to build. I ain't trying to, like, if I want to go on vacation, girl, I got a budget. I don't know if I can go and see. And then when I come back, you have your mouth turned up like you just ate an orange. No, we all got, you got to put things priority, because see, right now in my space, in my life, I want to build memories. I don't want to, I want to go, if I'm going to go out to eat with you or go on a vacation, I don't need to have that Lamborghini, that Porsche, that Audi truck. I don't need, I, and what they do is they downgrade, meaning they rather, instead of getting a 5 bedroom, it's just the two of y'all. What you need a 5 bedroom for?
Right.
It's great if you want it, but what you need a 5 you know that's more electricity, that's more cleaning you gotta do. What you flexing for? What you flexing for? You know what I'm saying? A 3 bedroom could look just as nice. Now, sometimes we get these big houses because we like when family come over. Is that family paying that mortgage for you?
Right.
Okay. Or if someone come over, are they paying that mortgage? Now we got to stop. We got to
It's so
stop.
many.
We got
There's
to
so many
stop.
people that are house broke.
Yes, you said it. We got to stop. We don't need all of that. Wouldn't you rather scale down? You can go to Bali, you can go to Dubai, you can build these memories with your friends. I even travel on a budget because I found a place where I can travel on a low. So again, I know I may sound like it's just passion, y'all. I just have a passion for my people. You see what I'm saying? I want us to succeed. I want us to win. I'm your biggest cheerleader. Anything you're willing to do, because again, I created this channel because the younger kids that I mentor, they love the Beyonce, the Jay-Z's. And I'm like, wait a minute. We have people in the community that are doing great things as well. So that's how I became on this journey. I left my 6-figure job because I said, I'm here making them rich. Yeah, I'm making money, but I'm gonna always make money. I'm like Kanye. Let me tell you how I'm like Kanye before you come at me. I'm talking about I got ideas. Okay. I got ideas. That's where it stops. Okay. I got ideas. And don't be on a job if you hate it. If when the boss comes by and you're taking tums because you're thinking these things like, why the hell I'm here? Start making your escape plan. Start getting ready to leave. Live your life to its fullest. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in that hospital bed, coulda, woulda, shoulda. You don't want to do that. So Starr is helping you she's helping you build that portfolio. She's getting you ready for credit readiness, not credit repair. So once your credit is repaired, and of course, if you do something wrong, she's going to slap your hand and like, why you did that? Okay. So because the first thing, folks do when they get their credit, trying to apply for 50 million credit cards, they go into a store, a Target or whatever. Why don't you apply for a credit card here? Why don't you? No, I'm good. And learn how to use your credit card, like which credit card is good for rental cars, which credit card is good for traveling, it's a lot. I'm going to have Miss Starr back on my show. Well, it's not my show, it's our show because she's part of the family. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the women. You got inducted by fire about me because that's my spirit be like that. The Readiness Network. I created this because I wanted us to have a place where we can empower, embrace, and entertain people as well. But because at the end of the day, who do we have? You know what I'm saying? I want you to like stumble, but I'm not going to let you fall. I'm going to make sure you don't fall. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you, to guide you. So again, please go to starrknowscredit.com, www.starrknowscredit.com. I promise you, y'all going to come back and say, "Ooh, Jackie, you were right." If you like what you've seen, please don't hesitate, because of the algorithms, to subscribe to my channel. And make sure when you subscribe, you scroll down and do all, because now what YouTube is doing, if you don't do all, you'll only get every other things that I'm doing. So I constantly like dropping jewels, getting people on the show who's going to drop jewels. I myself, as I said, I teach people how to eat vegan, cook vegan. I'm a relationship coach. I'm married 34 years. So I talk about relationships. Girl, I'm not like them folks out here that's trying to tell people how to have relationships and they've been through 5 marriages, or they haven't been married. Mr. FH, okay? I'm coming for him. Okay? So that's pretty much what I do. I just love, and I just love my people. And, go out and seize the day. Don't let anyone's attitude change you. It's them, it's not you. So, without further ado, we want to thank you for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. We want to thank the one and only Starr Carter, also known as Starr Knows Credit or Starr Credit. Go to her website. She is phenomenal. I'm telling you, I watched her today. I'm not allowed to drink coffee because I'm a hyper person, if you can't tell. I watch the show and I'm jumping all over the place. Okay. So, Bobby, we thank you for tuning in. Everyone, I love you. I want you to win. Hopefully, 6 months later, y'all can come back and tell us, your credit score was at one point. It's now like at 700, 800, but make sure you reach out to Starr because she knows what she's talking about. So, without further ado, we want to thank you for tuning in and hasta la vista, baby.